George Kirby had one of his best starts of the season against the Angels. 8 innings, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts to 1 walk, 17 whiffs on 100 pitches. Obviously, great matchup. Angels, no Mike Trout in the lineup. I kind of wish there was more under the hood in this start, but what do you guys think? Circle of trust for George Kirby.
Yes. In.
Yeah, he's in. Because I never really give a thought to sitting him.
No.
I've been pretty underwhelmed by all of it. The fastball hasn't played nearly as well this year, and so I was encouraged that he threw it only about half as often in this start and got a much better result. Maybe that's something he should dabble with more. Missed the good fastball, obviously, but even so, Kirby in the circle of trust.
Yeah, the one thing that, or I guess two things that stood out to me as positives, the 4-seam and the curveball, he got whiffs on both of those pitches in this start. The whiff rate on both have been way, way down this season. So that was encouraging. Can he do it against a team not named the Angels without Mike Trout? We wait and see with George Kirby. Let's talk about Trey Yesavage, a strong outing here against the Mets. 6 2/3, 1 run, 3 strikeouts to 0 walks, but he did have 14 whiffs on 94 pitches. So feels like he deserved more than 3 strikeouts. Kind of weird, 11 hard hits, only 61% of his pitches for strikes. Here are his walks in his last 6 starts. 0, 5, 0, 6, 2, 7. I have no idea.
He can only beat himself. I keep saying it.
Is he in or out?
So here's the problem with the framing.
Oh.
Right? And I know, Chris, don't do it, but I'm going to do it.
Come on.
All right?
Come on.
I do not trust Trey Yesavage. I don't not know how you could look at what he's done.
He's out.
And say, but the circle of trust should somewhat overlap with my rankings. And I definitely have him is it like an amorphous blob and it
yes
goes like this and then cuts because
there are reasons to rank
definitely.
If you're ranking Yesavage higher than some pitchers who are in the circle of trust, you're ranking him that high for upside, not because you trust him.
Yes.
So we are doing single factor analysis here, and the single factor is on a gut level. Do you trust this pitcher or not?
No.
Okay, I do. I got Yesavage in my circle of trust, even with the high walk outings recently. I think they are the most exaggerated form of when things go wrong for him. I don't think he's going to keep walking 5+ batters per start. And I'll note that 2 of the 3 starts with 5 or more walks were actually pretty good. So, yeah, I trust Yesavage. I think by not trusting him, you miss risking out on too many potentially great starts.
But that's not the question.
Well,
I agree with you, but that doesn't mean I do trust him. I will still start him. Every player I start doesn't have to be someone I trust.
I think you're making this. You're like, this is like playing categories with my dad who wants to argue every single answer.
Your dad sounds like a smart guy.
Does it fit within this category really and truly?
Your dad sounds like a smart guy.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put a little post-it here on this rundown. Only do circle of trust when Scott is up. Let's talk about Ryan Weathers. An awful outing here against the Tigers. 1 2/3 innings and 7 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned. Some questionable defense behind him, but it kind of felt like this was coming. Lots of hard contact in this start. In or out? Ryan Weathers.
Out. Absolutely out.
Yeah, out for sure.
He was in before this start.
No.
2 really good starts in a row. I felt like he had gotten
You are
back
too
on
trusting.
track.
After those last 2 starts, I think the exact words you said, sell while you can.
I think this is highlighting some cultural and personality differences. Scott's from a small town, very trusting.
And call it a small town.
Big city guys we're just too cynical. No, there's no way you can trust Ryan Weathers.
I guess I do kind of live in a small town now, but I wasn't. I was raised in the suburbs.
Like that John Cougar Mellencamp song. The one about sucking on chili dogs.
I don't know if being raised in the suburbs would make me less trusting.
I don't think you could. Can you sell high on him still, Ryan Weathers? I think it's going to be hard to do. Is he droppable? Like,
no.
Would you drop him for Joey Cantillo? Must?
Maybe.
Logan Henderson? Must?
Oh, man. He's got 10K per 9. Yeah. Weathers does. Also, that's a big number.
Also entered to start with a 450 xERA.
I'm fine with that. Like if it's, there are very few of my leagues where I could say it is okay, it is acceptable to drop Ryan Weathers in this league. But some people play in shallower leagues than I do, and maybe or in leagues where only 60% of the league is still attentive at this point, and so that creates roster clutter too. And yeah, if it's a situation where you could honestly entertain the question, I don't think my trust in Cantillo is any less than it is in Weathers. I mean, it's not that high because he was just on the waiver wire yesterday, but it's not any lower than Weathers.
Ranger Suarez actually turned in a quality start against the Nationals, who destroy lefties. 6 innings, 3 runs, 8 strikeouts to 1 walk. He's been money. 2.94 ERA, 1.13 WHIP, over a strikeout per inning. Ranger Suarez, in or out?
In. Oh, yeah. In.
Oh,
way
yeah.
in.
Sure. Way in. Yep.
It's like maybe at the beginning of the season, you're never quite sure, but he's in.
Yeah.
He's definitely in.
As long as he can remain healthy. These bad things usually crop up on Suarez, knock on wood. But, it has been a thing that has basically bothered him every season. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But right now, he's pitching really, really well. And he has a really good defense behind him, too, with the Red Sox there. What happened to Parker Messick here against the Rangers? 6 2/3, 8 hits, 4 runs, 5 strikeouts to 0 walks. The velocity came back down a little bit. It was way up in his previous 2 before this. I think previous 3 before this. But he has gone 6+ innings in 3 straight. All the numbers look really, really good. Parker Messick, in or out?
In.
I think he's pretty easily in.
Yeah, he's definitely in. This was a step back since the velocity on the fastball returned to normal. It was up between 1 and 2 the previous 2 starts, and they were both awesome. And he talked about making a mechanical change prior to that 2-start stretch that I hoped would give that improved velocity some legs. Maybe it doesn't have legs, but yeah, Messick's still in the circle of trust. He's the highest ranked of the pitchers we've mentioned here so far, at least for me.
Yeah, I moved him ahead of George Kirby last week as well. I think he's inside my top 25 starting pitchers. Something interesting with Messick here, 8 hits allowed, a 3.48 BABIP in this game, just 2 hard hits, a 78.4 average EV. So feels a little bit unlucky there for Parker Messick. Yeah. Nick Lodolo, effectively wild, I guess, at the Brewers. 5 shutout innings, 1 hit, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, only 5 whiffs on 96 pitches. He's not right. He's not right.
No way.
Lodolo's not right. Trust. Yeah, he's not in.
Definitely out of the circle of trust, and he had to lean on the sinker a lot in this start, which doesn't seem like a long-term solution for Nick Lodolo. Seems very much like a Band-Aid, and he survived it, but the thing about Band-Aids is they come off eventually.
It wouldn't surprise me if he gets going at some point. Like, clearly a talented pitcher. I just kind of wonder, is there some kind of underlying injury thing? Is the blister still kind of in the back of his mind? Is it, there has to be something affecting him. His location plus is down from 104 last year to 91 this year. That is just untenable.
But it's like we talked about a lot lately. That's the kind of thing that can switch on overnight. Mm-hmm. And so when that's the thing that's wrong with a pitcher, I am loath to give up on them because it could happen all year. He could just struggle to command his pitches all year, but it's also entirely possible that he just wakes up in the next couple of days and finds a mechanical tweak and figures it out and gets going because the stuff still looks good. And we have seen Nick Lodolo be a very good pitcher. So I do not trust him. Certainly no. I think he's the least trustworthy of the pitchers we talked about so far, but I don't think he's droppable. Where, like, if I had to drop someone between him or Ryan Weathers, I think I would drop Ryan Weathers because I also have the concern that Ryan Weathers just isn't going to be in the rotation too long.
I think a lot of people in shallow leagues might have to make this decision, but if Nick Lodolo was the worst pitcher on your roster, would you drop him for somebody like Cantillo or Henderson or Tatsuya Imai?
I think he'll be better than those guys rest of the season. But I think it's okay to drop him for any of them just because I think it's unlikely he gets added right now.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we're talking shallow league context, of course.
Yep. Let's talk about Shota Imanaga, a quality start against the Padres. 6 1/3, 9 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts, 0 walks, 13 whiffs on 97 pitches here. Another one, kind of like Parker Messick. 9 hits in the start, 391 BABIP, 5 hard hits, 79.4 average EV. I don't know. Was he a bit unlucky here? Shota Imanaga, it was his first quality start since May 13th. We know that he's been all over the place, home runs, juice ball right now too, wind blowing out in Chicago. In or out?
He's out.
Okay. In. Because I know who Shota Imanaga is. And I am pretty sure his ERA is not going to be great. I don't think it'll be terrible, but I don't think it's going to be great. I think he's like a true talent, high threes ERA guy. I know I'm going to get strikeouts. Not elite strikeouts, but pretty good strikeouts. I know I'm going to get a good whip from him. I think trust means being able to project what a player is going to do. And so there are pitchers that are better than Shota Imanaga who I do not trust. But I think he is in the circle of trust, yes. Look, you're asking me to play semantic games. I'm going to play semantic games. You can't get mad at me.
I just to contrast maybe here, I'm going to put some definitions on it myself. When I think circle of trust, and this is not something I'm consciously thinking. It's just I think it's where my gut goes. I am thinking when I'm setting my lineup each week, do I think twice about putting this guy in my lineup? And if the answer is yes, not in the circle of trust. If the answer is, he can go in. I don't really care who he's facing. I don't really, it's fine. Like, not that he's an automatic start necessarily, but just if there's a hole there and he's, sitting there on my bench, it's not like, I don't know. He's facing this team. He did this last time. I don't know if I should put him in or not. Do I really trust him? If I don't have to do all those gymnastics, he's in the circle of trust.
You can't change the rules just because you don't like how I'm playing the game.
That's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to explain why I would say Imanaga's out and you would say he's in.
He's in.
We do have 2 more names to get to quickly here. Sandy Alcantara, not a good one here in Coors. 5 2/3, 5 runs, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts, 12 whiffs on 96 pitches. The control had been much better as of late leading into this start. He also had 5 quality starts in a row before this, a 2.60 ERA, 1.04 whip during that span. Sandy Alcantara, in or out?
Okay, so 2 things here. 1, Coors, I don't care. I don't care about anything that happened in this start. 2, definitely in a points league. It's really hard to imagine. I mean, I guess if you have a good 2-start pitcher, you probably sit him, but he's in the points league. I'd say probably out in a roto league because I think the ERA is going to be similar to Imanaga, but he's not the elite whip guy, even when things are going poorly. So I would say in points, out in roto.
He's in right now for me.
Okay.
I mean, that may be as simple as his June's been awesome outside of the Coors Field start.
Yeah.
But
his May was just like his April and June were actually good, and his May was terrible. So that's kind of distorted the numbers here for Sandy. And Gage Jump, meet the Dodgers, unfortunately. 4 2/3, 11 hits, 5 runs, 2 homers allowed in this one. Scott did tell you last time out that there would be some home run regression here at some point with Gage Jump. 10 hard hits in this one, 93.5 average EV. But his previous 5 starts, 1.19 ERA, a 0.79 whip. And he ran into the Dodgers. It's Gage Jump in or out?
After this start, I'm afraid he's out. Kicking him out, Greg.
I kind of give him the benefit of the doubt just because he was so good and he was facing the best lineup in baseball. They just got Teoscar Hernandez back too.
That's what I was doing. Like I was willing to start Gage Jump until he gave me a reason not to. And so I put him in the must-start section of the 2-star pitcher rankings this week, even though he had this first matchup against the Dodgers. So, egg all over my face, fair enough. But like I don't think he's nearly as dominant of a pitcher as he looked in the starts prior to the Dodgers. And that was the message I hope I got across, even as I was recommending him for 2 starts, because he was thriving mostly on elite control, 68, 70% strikes every time out. And you look at his minor league track record, he'd have stretches like that where he was dominating with control, and then he'd have stretches where it was just walks all over the place. And so I felt like, when he's not hitting his spots perfectly, how is this going to look for Gage Jump? Is he dominant enough to survive that? And I think only 63% strikes in this start. I know on an individual start, that's just a matter of a few pitches. But it was the first time where we didn't see him have this overwhelmingly good strike rate. And, that speaks to just how well he's locating in general, I think. It's obviously not a direct correlation there, but it is a correlation. And he got knocked around pretty good. So, this is a conversation Chris and I were having last week. I forget who the pitcher was about, but Ranger Suarez often fits into this category. Like when he's pitching well, he looks like an ace. Mm-hmm. And when he's not pitching his best, he looks pretty ordinary. And not every pitcher's like that. Mm-hmm. I think
some guys just have the stuff some guys just have the stuff to overcome not having it that day, right?
Yeah.
Like the feel. Yeah. I do think Jump, part of the problem and why I would say he would never have been in my circle of trust is just he's made 5 major league starts. And there's just like Paul Skeens was in the circle of trust after 5 starts. That's probably it, right? Like we're still dealing with a deficit of information when it comes to Gage Jump and who he is. Who he was in the minors was pretty different than who he's been so far. He's thrown a lot of strikes at the major league level. He did not throw many strikes in the minors. But that was small sample sizes too. So I think I'm excited about Gage Jump. I think he's good. No, trust would not be the word that I would use there. So yeah, I think he's any pitcher this early in his career is going to be an inherently volatile profile until we find out who they are for sure. I think he's good though. So I want him certainly on my team and probably in my lineup, but I can't trust him yet. No.
Yeah, I do want to hammer home that last point too. That I agree. I think Gage Jump is good. I think he has proven that there is legitimate talent here. I don't want anyone listening to this be like, oh no, they're flip-flopping. They're turning on Gage Jump. He had a bad start against the Dodgers. We knew that there would be some regression. I think we all agree that he's still a really talented pitcher. And I think long-term, we're all pretty excited about him.
I guess I'm more lukewarm.
More than Scott.
I'm a little like, I think he's probably going to have a fine career as like a top 40-ish type pitcher in fantasy. I don't think Gage Jump has ace upside.
See, I think he does. Well, like one, who knows, right? Like Cam Schlittler's an ace now.
Environmental factors might hold.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Getting there, yeah.
But in terms of the talent that he has shown and the arm talent that is there, right? We're talking about a lefty who throws 97. Like I think a guy like that can get there. I think he's a ways away, but I don't see any reason Parker Messick can do it and he can't,